All right. All right. We're so happy to be here with everyone. I can't tell you how important this webinar is for all those small business people that are on the line or anyone that is interested in starting the business. My name is Dr. Bernard W.H. Jennings. I'm the president and CEO of the Biscayne Gardens Chamber of Commerce. We're located right in sunny South Florida. Today, we're hanging out here at the Hard Rock Hotel, as you can see in the background. And we came here because this is a great environment to be excited about. When you think about coming to the Hard Rock, you think about, business people, you think about gambling and making money, and it's just a relaxing atmosphere. We have some great special guests. The Biscayne Gardens Chamber of Commerce has been around for about 6 years now, and we are the catalyst of information for the community, not only in South Florida, but around the world, in California, Texas, North Carolina, Thailand. We have members internationally that are part of this chamber. We're here to help the community grow. We have a partnership with Google. We call it Grow with Google, where we help train business owners how to get their business logged on in Google and utilize the Google Analytics. From our website, BiscayneChamber.com, a business person or an individual can go there and find a job. There are jobs available all around the world that Google has brought to our platform, made them available for individuals just like you that are watching today. So if you need a position or you know someone's looking for a position, go ahead and log on to our site, www.biscaynechamber.com. And if you don't qualify for one of the jobs you see in the port, just back up one location, and then there's classes you can take by Coursera has been arranged by Google that are free courses. There are 5 main courses in the DX design, coding. If you take these courses within a 6-week period, you get a certificate added to your resume, and now you've qualified for one of the positions that are there for you. More importantly, if you don't know how to update your resume, there's a course there how you can learn how to do that and do it yourself and put on your resume the course that you took, and then brighten your future and change your outlook, change your life. It's your mindset that needs to change, not the things around you. A lot of times we're stuck in our own mindset that limits us in our ability to do more. So we're here now to tell you that drop the fear. Fear is false evidence appearing real. And if you have the courage to think about it and dream about it, man and woman can achieve what we dream. So we're here tonight, not just to tell a dream, but to tell a story and to let you know the light that is available for you to give finances to your business. Now is a great time to be in business all over the country. The president spoke of the State of the Union, and job market is up. Over 800 million jobs throughout the United States have been put into the economy. The economy is looking great. We're coming out of recession. The prices of gas are going down, and it hasn't affected everyone yet, but the small businesses are the backbone of the United States. Over 500,000 small businesses have newly registered in state departments all around the country. That means the individual's ability to foresee what they can achieve has come out, and they decided to start a business. Now, if you started a business and you need funding for your business, that's what we're talking about here tonight. We have Mr. Michael Baptiste, who's here to talk to you about getting ERTC funds for your business. These are free dollars, free federal grant money that you do not have to pay back. Not to be confused with PPP. We know that there's been a big thing about a lot of people benefiting from the PPP loans and a lot of people taking advantage of the PPP loans in ways they shouldn't have. I'm so happy that no one close to me that I know, and I haven't participated in the PPP funding, but this is something different. This is not money that you have to pay back. And if you do it properly, utilizing this process with licensed CPAs for your business, if you have an LLC or corporation, you can get funding. We're going to go over that with Mr. Michael Baptiste, and he's going to give us more of his background. Also next to me, we have the lovely Miss Vanessa Cassis, who is the Vice President of Philanthropy for the Biscayne Gardens Chamber of Commerce. She's here to help small business persons and individuals that want to be small businesses learn the things they need to do over the next 3 months to get their business on track to benefit from one of our chamber members, one of our sponsors, with hedge fund money that is there in the tune of millions of dollars that a small business person can take advantage of. So I want to welcome you, Ms. Cassis.
Cassis,
Cassis,
Mr. Jennings.
yes.
Cassis,
Yes.
Cassis. Yes, thank you very much.
And I want to welcome you, Mr. Michael Baptiste. So, Mr. Michael Baptiste, tell us. We have a bunch of people logged on right now. I can see them in the chat. They've got a couple questions they're going to be asking. Tell us about this ERTC because we've seen it on the commercials, we've heard it on the news. What's going on? How can someone get a hold of these funds for their small business? What's the criteria?
Absolutely. Well, first off, thank you so much, Bernard, for the introduction. Thank you for this opportunity to come and speak and share this awesome message with all of the members of the chamber from across the country and across the world. I just wanted to first off say thank you and give you the credit for putting this together and for your decision to lead us with the Biscayne Gardens Chamber of Commerce. So thank you very much for everything that you're doing. And I wanted to give you credit first before we dive in.
Thank you. I appreciate
what
that.
he said.
Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Absolutely. So for those of you who are in attendance, thank you so much for joining us, whether you're live, whether you're watching the recording. Thank you for showing up because 80% of success is simply showing up. And so as Dr. Bernard mentioned, the PPP loan is something that a lot of people took advantage of, unfortunately for the negative, but fortunately for those who needed it for the positive, and it helped their business survive a very challenging time. Now, what happened is that the government recognized the fact that, hey, businesses need money to get through these temporary circumstances, which was the C-19 pandemic starting in 2020 through about the end of 2021. And businesses who took the PPP loan, great, fantastic. It helped them out tremendously. But there was another pool of businesses, right? A large majority of businesses who did not take the PPP loan, but yet they still qualified to receive funds. They needed funds, but the government had no program for them. So rather than allowing these businesses to just be left out and kind of on their own, if you will, the government decided to put together an actual program that will still help those businesses that either did receive the PPP loan or did not receive the PPP loan with a special fund that they set up called ERTC, which stands for Employee Retention Tax Credit. I'm going to be talking about that tonight. I'm going to be giving you guys some more information about it. But I just wanted to give you an introduction to it just before we dive deep. And also I wanted to tell you a little bit about my story, because I think for you to be able to understand why am I doing this, what qualifies me to talk about this, and like, who am I? Who is this Michael Baptiste character? I'd rather give you a little bit of background information about me, so that way you know this information it's been vetted out and it's proven information that can help your business. So just a quick brief introduction about me. My name is Michael Baptiste. I am also a member of the Biscayne Gardens Chamber of Commerce. I'm an online entrepreneur as well as a retail product entrepreneur. We have an online coaching business where we provide online coaching, courses, ebooks, and whatnot. Our core program is called highticketfreedom.com, where we help people turn their ideas, knowledge, and experience into online offers that can help them change their life and build a business online and allow them to live how they want to live. That's called highticketfreedom.com. And I also have background experience with creating a beverage product with business partners. We created a beverage product called Banana Wave Banana Milk, which we now sell in over 4,000 retail stores across the world, like Walmart, Whole Foods, grocery store, etc. So I just tell you my background so you know that I am an entrepreneur. I have real business experience in the real business world. And because I'm always looking to help business owners, I came across this ERTC program after one of my mentors / role models recommended it to me. I took a look and I was like, wow, this makes so much sense to recommend to my clients. Then I started to recommend to my clients. I realized like, wow, my clients can benefit from this. That is when I made the decision to say, hey, Dr. Bernard, this is what I'm working on. Do you think, members of the chamber can benefit from this? He said yes. And then we put this presentation together. And that's how all of this kind of came about. So for those of you who wanted to know the backstory, that's a summarized version of it. I just want to give that to you real quick because we don't have much time to waste. And so with that, I will now get to the presentation here. So for those of you who are watching, please let me know. Can you, let me just make this big. All right, fantastic. So for those of you who are watching, let me know if you can see my screen.
We can see the screen.
Okay, all right, fantastic. Okay, I see we got a couple of yeses in the chat coming in. All right, fantastic. So with that, look, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome you here to today's presentation. This is the Employee Retention Tax Credit, and I'm Mr. Michael Baptiste, your host of this presentation, the director of B Greater Media Agency. Okay, fantastic. So what is the ERTC? Like, what is this all about? ERTC stands for the Employee Retention Tax Credit. It's a government program that is a part of the CARES Act created in 2020, again, to help small businesses get through the temporary circumstances, which was the C-19 pandemic. It's been created to encourage businesses to keep employees on their payroll. As you know, a lot of people were laid off, tons of jobs were lost. Some people who had, were working at a company for 10, 15 years, they were completely laid off and told, hey, figure it out on your own, right? And so what the government recognizes that, with the drop in employment and the decrease or the increase in unemployment rates, this isn't a big issue. One of the ways to solve this issue is to get behind those businesses that provide those jobs, provide them with some form of funding that's going to allow them to get through these turbulent times so that way they can bring on new employees, right? Or bring on old employees, bring them back and put more jobs into the economy. So essentially, this is something to help the actual economy, right, on a mass scale, stay afloat by providing businesses with these funds to continue to provide job opportunities in their local communities. So it's a fantastic program the government created. Essentially, a tax credit, which is a cash refund of up to $26,000 per W-2 employee. I'll explain more about this as we go, but this is something to keep in mind that the main businesses that qualify are those with W-2 employees, part-time or full-time. We'll dive more into that. Now, the refund is free money. It's not a loan that needs to be paid back. A lot of people got in trouble with the PPP loan because they did not want to pay it back, and whatever happened, and then they had to possibly pay jail time or fines or fees or whatever, right? This is not that. Like, you don't have to worry about forgiveness. You don't have to worry about the scammers, sending you to jail or whatnot. That's not what this is. This, the way that this works, this is it's based on your gross receipts from the year 2019 through the year 2020, even through 2021. So because it's based on gross receipts, right? This is based upon physical evidence that you can show your business actually produces revenue, right? And then there's an entire process that our agency goes through in order to make sure that everything's legitimate, everything is legal. So you don't have to worry about any of that PPP fraud, those PPP scams, because a lot of people got in trouble with that, right? Well, we are not that. We're legitimate. Everything here is clean, is straightforward. Okay, we are white hat, if you will. Okay, and we're only here to make sure that everything is legal, ethical, moral, and everybody wins from what we're doing here today. So I just wanted to say that so that way you know who we are. Okay, and let me get back here to this. All right, fantastic. So who qualifies for this ERTC credit for their business? So anyone with W-2 employees with a maximum of 500. So that means if you have 501 employees, you do not qualify for this. You're just too big. You're too big of a company. So anything from, let's say, like 2 employees to about 500, that's the range of who qualifies. So if your business was affected during any of the following quarters of business, then you're eligible. So quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4 of 2020, and quarters 1, 2, or 3 in 2021. So if you have any employees that are either full-time or part-time, like, this counts towards you being able to qualify for the ERTC, for the Employee Retention Tax Credit. So the disclaimer is that the firm will work with anyone with 3+ employees. So that means we require a minimum of 3. Okay, anything under that, like 1 employee or 2, it's going to be very difficult, a difficult effort, and the amount of money you get back may not be significant enough to help your business. But we can still help. But I just want to throw that out there. So if you have like one employee or 2 employees, you can still apply, but I can't guarantee that you will qualify. Now, another thing I want to say is, what are some other ways that you can determine if you qualify? So I'll share these as well. Did you lose significant revenue? So basically compare the revenue that you made for any of the quarters above to the same quarter in 2019. So again, quarters 2, 3, 4 of 2020, and quarters 1, 2, and 3 of 2021. Now, for the 2020 quarter, did you lose 50% plus of revenue? Or for the quarters of 2021, did you lose 20% plus of revenue? If you did lose this amount of revenue, then this is guaranteed to qualify you to receive these funds from the government. Now, was any part of your business delayed, disrupted, or negatively impacted by COVID-19? I'm going to share some examples, but for those of you who are live, I can see some of you are saying yes. I can see some of you are confirming that your business was impacted. Okay, excellent. So I'm gonna list out some of these qualifications, and if this is you, I want you to say yes. Okay, I want you to put yes in the chat. If you're watching live, if you're watching a replay, simply say yes and confirm with me as well. So these are qualification examples. Was your business fully shut down? When COVID happened, a lot of businesses shut down. From restaurant, bars, nightclubs. Even some manufacturing facilities were shut down because people could not congregate in large numbers to be able to continue to manage operations for those types of businesses. So there was full shutdowns. Was your business experiencing a full shutdown during the COVID pandemic? Maybe you had interrupted operations. Perhaps there was supply chain issues. The trucking companies couldn't make it. Perhaps the distribution companies couldn't make it there. Perhaps you had food shortages with whatever your business is, whatever it is. If you had interrupted operations, you qualify for this credit. Inability to access equipment. So maybe you worked in a space where you needed multiple people there, like a warehouse setting. Whatever it is, if you could not access equipment to work and run your operations, you qualify for this credit. Maybe you had an inability to work with vendors, so possibly people that were supplying you with beverages, right? Or people that were supplying you with certain food products or whatever it is that your business needed to thrive. Okay, bam, you qualify for this tax credit. Perhaps you have partial shutdowns. Maybe your business wasn't fully shut down, but maybe at 3 o'clock you had to shut down. Maybe because of the curfew, right? Your business had to shut down. Maybe you normally open till 9 o'clock, but because of the curfews, you had to shut down at 7:30, right? This right here qualifies you to receive this credit from the government. It could be a cut down in your hours of operation. Maybe you didn't have enough money to pay everybody to stay full time. Maybe you didn't have enough money to keep the lights on, for 8 hours a day. You can only keep them on for 4 hours a day. Whatever the case may be, if you had any cut down in your hours of operation, you qualify for this credit. Again, another one could be supply chain interruptions. So this could be, like I mentioned before, truckers not able to get on the road, farmers not able to grow certain products, maybe eggs, right? Eggs are super expensive, right? So there was like some sort of a chicken disease, or man, I forgot what it was called. I was reading an article about it a few weeks ago. But it's one of the back causes of egg shortages and egg prices really spiking up. So I don't know what your specific business is, but if you can think about the supply chain that your industry is in, and if you can think about was any area of that supply chain affected in order for me to continue to run my business and run my operations. If so, you qualify for the ERTC funds. Maybe you had limited capacity to operate because again, you had partial shutdown, you had the lockdowns and your business had to close early. You couldn't hire as many employees. You had to let some people go. You had to switch people from full-time to part-time.
Someone's asked us a question. It says, if I got COVID and couldn't work and my entire staff also got COVID and we had to shut down, do I qualify?
Great. That is a great question for you who asked. And thank you so much for mentioning it, Vanessa. Yes. So the answer to your question is yes, you 100% qualify because that means you had interrupted operations due to health, which is COVID in this case.
Okay.
One more question says, I did not start my business until mid-2020. Do I still qualify? I was not in business in 2019.
Great question. So the way you would qualify is if you had, when you started that business during 2020, if you can actually show that you had W-2 employees on file and your business was affected in one of these ways, one of these scenarios, then yes, we can input that information into the application to see if you can qualify to receive the funds. Even though you started in 2020, we would just have to make sure you have gross receipts for any of the quarters of quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4 of 2020, and quarter 1, quarter 2, and quarter 3 of 2021. So if you got those gross receipts, you can show that you paid those W-2 employees and it's on file, you can qualify for this, even if you started in 2020.
Okay.
All right, excellent. Those are some great questions. Thank you guys for asking those questions. Those of you in the audience who have more questions, please feel free to drop them in the chat. Okay, absolutely. So yeah, a few more examples just so that way if you qualify or not. So maybe you had a reduction in services or goods offered to your customers. So these could be the products you offer, it could be T-shirts or whatever it is you sell or offer. If there was a reduction and you've been able to deliver that to a lot more customers because you had less people coming in the door, you had less customers online or wherever they're buying from you, then you qualify for this credit. So another qualification is that you had to shift your hours to increase the sanitation of your facility. So if you had to, again, change hours around or shift the way people walk in or enter during the time frames when you're opening your facility, boom, you qualify for this credit as well. And another one could be challenges with finding and retaining new employees. It's no secret that when people started receiving funds from the government, they got lazy, right? They don't want to work anymore. They don't want to do anything. And this is not just your business that was affected. Trust me, there's literally tens of thousands of small business owners that have faced the same frustration, that have faced the same challenge of people not wanting to work. And then when they do come in for work, they've been having difficult times retaining them because the whole nature of the job market and how we work and interact has changed because of the C-19 pandemic. So if you experience any of these challenges with keeping and finding employees, boom, you qualify for this. So hopefully this was able to give you some insight on what allows you to qualify for this. I want to mention a few other things here that are not listed. So one of the things that does qualify you is if you can show in any way, shape, or form, and it can be the smallest thing, like the smallest change to your operations. If you can show the smallest change in your operations that you were affected by the C-19 pandemic, then you qualify. Okay, so I listed a few of these out, but the great thing is that when you actually submit an application to apply for these funds, the company, or rather the agency and the team that we're going to be helping you with this, there's an entire list that we have of different ways a business qualifies. So if it's not on the screen right now, trust me, there's an entire list of all types of complicated things to show, hey, look, this small thing right here proves that this business was affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. This business qualifies for the ERTC funds. So they will do their absolute best to help you find ways to ensure that you qualify for this, as long as you meet some of the basic requirements, which we'll talk about. But I'll keep going forward here. Dr. Bernard, Vanessa, do you guys have any questions here?
Yeah, so at this point, I think we have a great understanding. You did a fabulous job explaining that, some of these things that I wasn't aware of, and I'm sure many people in the audience weren't aware of either. What are the next steps for someone now that they feel like, okay, we're qualified, I believe I am, what do I do next? Who do I call? What website do I go to? How do we get to business of getting this money?
Yes, sir, absolutely. So I would love to answer that question. If it's okay with you, before I go directly to that answer, I just want to talk about. Okay, excellent. So, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who are here, stay tuned. I got that information coming for you. But just before we get there, I want to ask you, like, did you get a PPP payment? A lot of people think, oh, I got a PPP payment, so I can't qualify for the ERTC. That's not necessarily the case. You see, when the CARES Act was introduced, a business originally was required to choose between receiving the PPP loan or and the ERTC payment, or funds rather. So most businesses chose the PPP because it was way easier to complete. They understood that there was more buzz and hype in the market about, hey, PPP loans. So most businesses jumped on that and ignored the ERTC. Over a year later, the act was updated to allow businesses that received the PPP payment to also get the ERTC funding. So most businesses were unaware of this change because it did not get the media attention that the CARES Act received when it was initially created. So what I'm saying here is that even if you did receive the PPP loans, you still can qualify for the ERTC funds from the government. And reason being is because the CARES Act was updated so that way businesses who did not get who did not get that funding can still qualify for the ERTC. So ERTC Express. So in order to get started, like how's this process going to work? Well, this is a firm that I've decided to partner with, that they provide this service to business owners who truly need it. So ERTC Express is a firm specializing in the employee retention tax credit. They're one of the biggest firms in the country, actually, and they're one of the first firms to start doing this service in 2020. And they're the only firm that processes ERTC applications, actually. Again, they're a leading ERTC provider that has processed over 12,000 applications to date ever since the year 2020. So if you, 2021, I believe it was. That's when they got started. 2021, they processed over 12,000 applications to date. So you can rest assured that like we know what we're doing, in terms of the agency that we're partnered with, the ERTC Express. There's 3 CPA accounting firms that we work with, that we're partnered with, and every single application that is submitted is reviewed independently by these 3 CPA firms to confirm they all came up with the same refund result. This helps to expedite the process. This helps to make sure that all of the T's are crossed, all of the I's are dotted, just in terms of making sure that all the information is there, all the finances are correct, the paperwork's correct, the tax paperwork's correct, just everything's correct. We want to make sure that we're doing this legitimately, ethically, legally, and morally. So we stay in business, you stay in business, everybody wins, everybody gets help. And so you can just rest assured that that all the paperwork is going to be getting reviewed by legitimate sources. And every submitted application that we put through the ERTC Express program has actually been approved by the IRS. So the reason why that we are able to get consistent approvals from the IRS for these ERTC funds is because of the 3 CPA firms that we have going through every single application. So once you submit your application, an agent is going to reach out to you from our ERTC Express side. They're going to communicate with you about all of the documents you need, everything you need to upload. And then once you finally upload those documents, 3 accounting firms will take a look at the documents you sent in to confirm the legitimacy of those documents and confirm that we can go to the next step and get you approved. Once that happens and they submit it to the IRS, everything's going to be good to go. And the chances of you getting approved are going to be significantly high, like above 90% of you getting those funds. Now, this does not work with any gray areas. So this means only legitimate businesses. So if you have like, weird tax returns, or, you're trying to do some stuff, it's just not going to work, because again, every single application will be reviewed by 3 accounting firms. So even if you, do a little great stuff over here, one of the accounting firms is going to recognize it, and unfortunately your application will get denied. So that means if you're any type of business that is illegitimate, illegal, maybe you don't, you got employees, but you pay them under the table, you pay them cash under the table, no notification, no W-2s, things like that, right? Maybe you're doing like some illegal gambling thing or whatever.
Or businesses that don't even exist. I heard some companies, that they didn't even exist. That they had no brick and mortar, and they went to the owner's properties, and it was completely false. So that's good. This seems way more thorough than the PPP process when it first came out.
Absolutely. This is much more thorough. There's much more vetting that happens in this process, and everything's legitimate. Everything's legal. Everything's moral, ethical, and clean. And that's the only way that I personally like to do business. So I enjoy my freedom. So I'd rather do it this way than go into those gray areas. So yes, you're 100% right. You're 100% right, Vanessa. So for those of you who are watching, please only come with a legitimate business. If you're in that gray area, this is not for you. Please leave this presentation. Thank you for your time. Have a great day. Have a great night. Because it's not for you. But, yes, you're welcome.
Yeah, and if you're just logging on, we're talking about the ERTC funding, employee retention tax credit. We have Mr. Michael Baptiste, who's representing the firm that has 3 CPA firms that are looking at all the applications. And we're going to help you tonight learn what you need to do so that you can qualify your business and earn up to $26,000 per W-2 employee for your business. As long as you've been in business for the period of time that's disclosed, then you should be able to qualify for the money. You have a legitimate business. I'm here. My name is Dr. Bernard Jennings. I'm the president and CEO of the Biscayne Gardens Chamber of Commerce. With me, we have Ms. Vanessa Cassis, who's the vice president of philanthropy for the chamber, and she's here today to talk about another type of funding you can receive, a small business loan through one of our chamber presidents, through some funds that are available to you in the tunes of millions of dollars. That's a really short one-paper process, just like the RTC, to qualify. But go ahead, Michael, finish up for us so we can move to the next thing.
Absolutely. Excellent. Thank you so much, Bernard, thank you so much, Dr. Bernard. I got to put some respect on your name. I got to put some respect on it. Yes, sir. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for being here. And just to bring us to a wrap up, because we're almost done here. And then again, we're going to turn the space to Vanessa so she can talk to you more about some of those different funds available through the hedge fund partnerships that the Biscayne Gardens Chamber of Commerce has going on. But yeah, so essentially, like with this entire process of applying for the ERTC and looking to see if your business qualifies to earn back $26,000 per employee, it works on a contingency basis. So it's really contingent upon, do you qualify, right? Like, do you qualify for this? Is your business legit? Is everything in place for you to receive these funds? And if so, let's process it. But if you don't qualify, then you don't owe anything. You don't have to pay a fee. You don't have to pay a consultant fee. You don't have to pay anything. It's totally free to apply. And if you get the funds, I just want to talk about this, and we'll continue moving forward. So if you do get the funds, this is how it's going to work. The 3 CPAs determine your exact refund and provide you with 3 payment options to pay for this refund and the service, right, that we're providing for you. So you make this decision only once you are giving your refund numbers so that you know exactly how much each option will mean for you. So I'm gonna briefly break this down. If you have additional questions, please reach out and ask. But everything is fully transparent, even when you go through the application process. Okay. So 30%, right? That's the first payment option. You pay 30% for the service to put your application through, and pay the 3 CPA firms for checking everything to make sure you can get the refund from the IRS. So what happens is that with this 30% of the service cost, you wait until the IRS processes the refund, sends you the check in hand, and then you will have to pay 30% of that. That's one option. The second option is 25% of the total funds. So you pay 5% up front. So that way, once we calculate what the refund amount is, you only pay 5% up front. And then when you actually get the funds from the IRS, you pay the 20%. Okay, you would pay 20% of that amount towards the service costs for ERTC Express to do everything on your behalf. And then the final option is 18%, where you can pay 18% of the payment of the refund up front once it's been calculated, and then that's it. When the refund comes in, you receive all of it, 100% of it, and you don't have to pay anything else. So these are the payment options. Most people typically just choose to wait until they've got the check in hand, and then they say, hey, all right, here's 30%. Like, I don't want to pay anything up front. I don't want to pay anything at all. I just rather pay once we get the money. Okay. And the way that this company works is that we have a what's called a lockbox system. So this lockbox system almost serves as like an escrow. So what will happen is that ERTC Express will be the company representing you, and being the intermediary between you and the IRS. Okay. So what's going to happen is that when the IRS says, all right, approve this company for the funds, here's the check, they're going to send the check to ERTC Express. ERTC Express will receive that check into their escrow or their lockbox system. They're going to, once it's received into the lockbox system, they will then reach out to you and say, hey, the IRS has sent your money. We're going to wire it to your bank account, to your PayPal account, or however you want to receive the funds. And then bam, your job's done, their job's done, everybody's happy. So that's the way the options work. And when that time does come, that's when you will have to pay that 30%, 25%, whatever you agreed upon. So those are the payment options, just so that way it's transparent. Vanessa, did you have a question?
Yeah, so the IRS knows that the company is the intermediate to the client. Okay,
yes.
So it's full transparency. Because I think that's kind of what happened to PPP, because there's no structure, and you had individuals helping other individuals, and possibly they weren't disclosing that, and they were getting funds from it, and that's why a lot of people are getting arrested right now. So
yeah, that's a big problem. Oh, go ahead. Okay.
Yeah, no, I love it. I love the transparency. It's excellent. That's a better program. My program is great, but you have grant money, I have loan money. So free money is always better than having to give it back. It's like scholarship money.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Nobody wants to pay back Sallie Mae, right?
Yes. Okay. So.
Okay. Excellent. Well, we're almost done. I believe we have one or two more slides here, and then we'll be finished with this. But thank you for confirming your thoughts here with the payment options. And for anybody who has questions, please take a screenshot and maybe you'll save your questions later, or send us an email, and I'll share my information so you can reach out to me as well. But so this is the process in order to get started, and this is the final slide, and this will bring me to a conclusion after I finish this section here. But so in order to go and actually apply for this, I want you to go to ertcgreatness.com. Again, that link is ertcgreatness.com. Click the link to start the qualification process. Begin to go on the website, click the button, apply right now. Then it's going to take you to a part of the site where you fill in your information, your name, date of birth, name, email, phone number, business. It's going to ask you some questions about your business. I don't know those exact questions off the top of my head, but just fill in that information, start the process. Once you do, as soon as you enter in your information, a representative from ERTC Express will then be reaching out to you. They'll give you a phone call. They'll send you an email, possibly within, I would say within about 3 to 4 hours of your application getting submitted. They'll reach directly out to you, and then they'll start the process of requesting documents, making sure that you have this and that and that and that. And then they'll submit it to their CPA firms on your behalf to take care of everything for you. So that's literally the process, is fill in your information, and they'll reach out to you when they do. Be open to them, give them all the information they need to help it become a smooth process, and then receive your funds once you submitted all your information and applied. And if you have any other questions, let's say you got other questions that I didn't answer today, you want to reach out to me directly. My information is here at the bottom of the screen. You can email me at info@highticketfreedom.com, or you can reach out to me directly at +1 for those who are international, +1 786-558-3109. With any questions that you have, you can text me, you can call me, within business hours, okay? And I'll definitely do my best to get back to you at a reasonable time to help you answer questions that you may have. And with that, Dr. Bernard, thank you so much for allowing me to come on and share and present this information to your audience and to other members of the chamber. Vanessa, thank you as well for coming on and agreeing to share your time and be here today, because you both didn't have to do this, but I thank you for putting this together. And for those who are watching in the audience, whether you watch live or you watch the recording, thank you as well for taking your time to come and learn more about the Employee Retention Tax Credit. I hope that I've been able to give you some great information. Hope I've been able to inspire you. And I hope that we can work together to help you get back some of these funds from the government that your business deserves. And with that, that is my presentation. Thank you so much, Bernard, for allowing me to share.
Well, wonderful, Michael.
Yes,
Thank you so much for the
great
great job. Kudos. You know, a lot of times things are explained by persons in presentation. They make it more complicated. It needs to be. You simplified it. It was easy. And they've got the information where to find you and get her done, because we want people to succeed. This is the new year of new beginnings of 2023, and this is a great time to get funded. So that's what this program is about today, is getting funded. The ERTC funds are available for you free of charge from the federal government. It's free money that you're paying with your tax dollars and other ways that you're expending your money, and the federal government is here to come in and save the day, and that's what you're going to be able to have. Now, if you try to get the free money and it works, great. If you try to get the free money, it doesn't work, sorry. But if you have a legitimate business, we have a hedge fund entity that's part of the Chamber of Commerce that's a member, and Ms. Vanessa Cassis is going to talk to us about that and let you know what the qualifications are to borrow these funds. So tell us, Ms. Cassis, how can a small business person anywhere in the United States, right, obtain a small business loan, and how much can they get?
Okay, so great questions. Thank you, Mr. Doctor, right? Dr. Bernard of E-Trainings, right? So hi, everyone. Again, my name is Vanessa Cassis. I'm the Vice President of Philanthropy for the Biscayne Gardens Chamber of Commerce, and I have the great opportunity to give away not free money like Mr. Michael Baptiste, but I'm able to assist you with business funding, meaning that you have to have a real business. So that's going on your state website, and or let's give an example, Sunbiz for the state of Florida. They're going to Google you. They're going to do a quick check to make sure you're a legit registered business of your state and see if you are qualified as a business. Then the next step is we're going to ask for 3 months bank statements to make sure that you've had a minimum of $10,000 every month in your account. So that can be volatile. But at the end of that statement, you can have 15,000 in the middle of the month, 8,000 a week before the statement closes. But by the end of the month, you need to have $10,000 in your statement. And then no chargebacks. Now, we understand life happens, and I think everyone financially is going through issues with clientele requesting chargebacks, even when they render the services. So we are not eliminating you, but you are considered higher risk. So we're looking at, 2%, no more than 3% of your total revenue that are actually being charged back. And then it's a one page. Now, we're not charging any application fee. We're also not looking at your credit score. Remember, this is business credit. We do a soft pull, but that does not dignify how much you will get. What really is a measurement of how much business credit or say business loan you will render, or is the amount of income that you are depositing every month. Now remember, you only have to have a minimum of 3 months, bank statements of $10,000. But let's say you have 80,000 or 120,000, you would be qualified for more. Now, what I really love about the company we partner up with is that if you were able to qualify for an $8,000 loan, which sometimes it happens, and you really wanted 20,000, What we do is that we will approve the amount for a lower amount that you requested. After you show good faith in paying back the payments, then they will increase the loan amount that you originally had. So now that you are no longer considered a high risk, you're a lower risk because you have shown good faith of paying those funds back. So that's the biggest thing. It's like you have bad credit and you don't get any help really. You want someone to lift you a helping hand, and we are here to do that. But we're going to do it gradually in baby steps. The more trust that we gain in you, the more trust that we gain. Well, you gain in us, the more trust we gain in you, and it's a true relationship. So overall, with our business loan, really 3 things: have a registered business for your state anywhere in the nation. 2, have 3 months bank statements, and 3, not exceed 3% of chargebacks when we look at your bank statements. And that is it.
So, I mean, if someone has a beauty parlor, a barber shop, or internet multi-level marketing business, can they qualify?
Yes. Any business can qualify. It's not based on category. If you have a strip club, if you have an ATM business, if you have a marijuana business,
legitimate marijuana business.
A legitimate marijuana business.
And you have an LLC or a C corp.
Because remember, the first step is it has to be registered with the state. So we're not going to say legitimate, because if it's not registered with the state, then you do not qualify. But yes, it doesn't matter what category, and you can use these funds. Really, what the funds are for is to help bring that bottom line up. So if you need funds, like if you're in retail and you have maybe some wardrobe you want to purchase, and of course you have to stay ahead of the season and purchase the clothes ahead of time, then you can use those funds for that. If you have a barber shop and you need a new chair, if you have a mechanic shop and you need new machines, you can use it for anything.
Or even for marketing, or even to hire new personnel. You can use for that.
For employees, yes. So it could be for payroll, to increase your business, anything to help grow your business. That's what they want. They want to be able to help you financially, to grow your bottom line. So guess what? At the end of the day, you borrow more money.
And from what I understand, you can go up to $5 million. So you can start off with a $10,000 loan or a $20,000 loan and walk your way up over the months as you pay back appropriately. Then you can go back and borrow more money, and they will increase each and every time as long as you're paying back appropriately. You're building your credit and you're growing your business. That's what we're about, growing your business, right?
Yes, absolutely.
So, Ms. Cassis, how do they get in touch with the chamber to be able to get these funds and to apply?
Well, go on the chamber website. So go ahead, give them the chamber website.
So if you go to the chamber website at biscaynechamber.com, that's biscaynechamber.com, and you go to the section where it says application.
Correct.
You put in an application to be a chamber member. When you apply for these funds to the chamber, we're going to give you a free 1 year's membership.
Yes.
All right. And then in the memo, you say, I need business funding. In the memo at the bottom, submit that, push submit, and you'll come to us by an email, and then we'll get in touch with you right away.
Yeah, so within 24 to 40 hours, our turnaround time is excellent. We'll contact you and make sure that we touch base. If you, one thing I did not mention, so some of our members, our new members, they have applied and they did not have the $10,000 in their account. So what we did, we came up with a business plan, a business strategy to help them get them there. I think that's like the most essential thing, is because sometimes you're not ready and need help to prepare yourself.
Sometimes you need coaching. We're here to help you.
Correct.
Also, if you can't get through on the website, give us a call, 786-529-0014. That's the Biscayne Gardens Chamber of Commerce, 786-529-0014. And our website again is www.biscaynechamber.com.
Yep.
If you can't remember that, just remember Biscayne Gardens Chamber of Commerce.com, the whole word.
Yes.
And then we'll be able to help you with not only getting hedge fund monies as a loan, but we can refer you right back to Mr. Michael Baptiste so that you can get some of the ERTC, the Employee Retention Tax Credit, free money from our federal government that is here to help these small businesses. Over 500,000 new businesses were starting in this particular last year. It's not sure if it's because of COVID or people just have been inspired to get down and do the dreams that they had in their mind to become a small business owner, because small businesses are the lifeblood of the United States economy. You think it's the big businesses that are floating this economy? No, it's a small business guy.
Business owner.
I'm a small business guy. Michael's a small business guy. So we had a wonderful program today. Michael, we want to thank you. Thank you, Ms. Cassis, for doing such a wonderful job. And we could not do what we do without you, the people out there in the community that need our help, that call upon us. My name is Bernard W.H. Jennings. It's Bernard Willing to Help Jennings. That's my nickname. So if you need help with this, or you need a job, or you need some coursework, something to tighten up your resume, some classes you may take so that you can qualify for these jobs. If you're looking for to learn how to flip properties and real estate, contact us. We can help you, and we're here to help you. So it's Biscayne Gardens at BiscayneGardens.com, BiscayneChamber.com, and 786-529-0014. Any parting words from you, Mike?
This has been an excellent presentation. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to come on and share with your members from all over the country, all over the world. I want to say thank you. And for those of you who are here and you're serious, look, you got options. You got options to either get free funds from the government or a direct business loan and a business line of credit that can help you grow your business. If you don't take advantage of any of these options, then I'm letting you know you have wasted your time today. Don't waste no more time. Take advantage of one of the options. Apply for the ERTC funds from the government for free. Reach out to Ms. Cassis. I hope I said your name right.
Yes, you did. I appreciate that.
Okay, fantastic. Reach out to Ms. Cassis about getting the hedge funds or the business credit, the business line of credit, or whatever the title is specifically. Reach out to her. Don't waste any more time. Do it right now, because tomorrow's not promised. Do it right now. Like, the presentation is over. The information is over.
It is a process to this.
Now. Right,
so
there's a process to this.
Any parting words for you?
Yes, I'm going to put my shameless plug. I am also a licensed real estate agent. And if you are in need of any rental property because you need help finding a new lease, or if you're looking to purchase your first home or investment property, contact me. My email address is homes, HOMES, at B as in Vanessa, CASSIS.com. So homes at bcassis.com.
And while we're shamelessly plugging, if you're looking to make sure you're creating a legacy for your family and your loved ones, from your small children to your relatives, go to legacyagift.com. That's legacyagift.com. I want to thank everyone for tuning in this program. It's going to be here looped so that you can share it with someone else. Please post, repost, and share. Post, repost, and share. Thank you so much. Have a great evening. We're going to go back to the Hard Rock right here and put one of those slot machines, because if you can't borrow it, if you can't get it for free, you might as well win it.